good, girl.
Hey, I told you
Listen,
I was coming off work.
listen, I'm so proud of you right now. I just want to start with, I'm literally just going to start with, I am so proud of you. Can you hear us good?
I can hear y'all good. Thank you.
Absolutely. Everybody, today's guest is someone who work lives in the body long after the credits have rolled. And from Snowfall to P Valley, she has portrayed women in survival, transformation, and truth. Everyone, put your hands together for the absolutely beautiful Gail Bean is in the building, y'all.
Thank you, Gail Bean, Big Bean, the big.
Big Bean is in the building.
Yeah.
Listen, Atlanta is all in the bit. We gonna talk about Atlanta in a minute. We're gonna talk about Stone Mountain, Georgia, and all of the
Hey,
things.
Jameer,
But
listen, that first off, that intro, beautiful. Can I take you with me everywhere I go? Thank
when
you
I tell
so
you that
much.
is everybody's thing, everybody is like, Jameer, you are literally doing the things with this intro. Before we get started, I have to say this. I want to constantly give you your flowers because I remember meeting you for the first time and you were receiving an award at the Micheaux Film Festival here in Los Angeles. And they honored you, I'm just going to say, for the work that you have done. But that's not my question. My question is when people meet you outside of your work, before the credits, before the characters, and all of the things, how do you hope they feel about your presence?
I honestly believe that my purpose is to make people feel comfortable and confident in just being themselves.
Yeah,
So I hope when people meet me, they feel like, oh, this is a safe space.
yeah.
Oh, I can be me,
Hmm.
judgment free, like, and it just be okay. And
Hmm.
feel good about being themselves.
Yeah,
So that's what I always hope to evoke. That's the energy I always try to give off.
yeah.
And it's genuine. It's not like I am putting on this character to
Mm-mm.
make someone feel a certain way. I'm just genuinely like, I want people to know that I'm just happy that you're here.
That's it.
Alive. I'm happy that it's a privilege for me to breathe the same air as you.
Yeah, yeah. And you've always done that, especially if people have kind of followed your career. Right now, in this season of your life and your career, what is a word that best describes where you are internally?
Internally, peace.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Internally, I'm at peace with like, it's a calmness in me right now that is like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. It's the levels.
It's the levels, man. And you listen, the thing is, you've done the levels, and I created the show in 2020, and now we're 5 years in, and 300 plus episodes later, and iHeartRadio and Power 97.5 LA, and all of the things. I'm excited to bring you on, but for me, I always like to go back,
And
right?
congratulations to you, because
I,
300 plus episodes in
girl, that mean I've been talking for a long time.
and multiple stations, multiple platforms. I mean,
This is and
testament.
this is what we do. But what I love though is Stone Mountain, Georgia, and I wanted to title this moment right now in this conversation of family and formation
Mhm.
because again you have been able to understand what does it feel like being the youngest of six, and within that youngest of six and the only daughter as well, what did that dynamic kind of teach you about strength and visibility, but also what did it teach you about survival early on?
About strength, I would say one, there is strength in numbers.
Mm, mm,
Whether you think it's one or many,
yeah.
all of it contains strength. Even with me being the only girl, I have my own strength.
Hmm.
Me coming from a pack and having a village and a community of not just family, but my family's friends, like my brother's friends, my
Hmm.
mom's friends, my dad's friends. Like
Hmm.
their friends are also part of my village. There
Yeah.
is strength in numbers, and we get further together.
Yeah.
Is one thing my mom has taught me, my brothers have instilled in me, my father, you know, also when it comes to strength, like where two or more are gathered.
That's it. That's it.
So I have learned strength in numbers, both the plenty and
Hmm.
I would definitely say it's taught me strength in those ways. What was the other two things you said?
Well, as far as visibility as well as survival, you already talked about the
Oh,
survival.
yes. With visibility, man. what it has taught me, to be honest, and I walk this way, everybody contains their own light.
Yeah,
You don't gotta do, you don't gotta jump up and down.
you
With
really don't.
having five older brothers, I used to think that I had to be, or that, oh, I'm lost in the shuffle, or
Mhm.
this isn't fair. But being the only girl, being the baby, taught me that one, life is not fair.
That part.
Favor ain't fair.
Favor ain't fair. Exactly.
So I honestly, I don't ask God for fair. I always ask God for favor. I'd be like, look,
Mm, mm,
I'm not looking for things to be fair. I
yeah,
don't want to look, I'm not looking left and right and coveting what the next person has. That is what being a baby and being one of six has taught me.
yeah.
Like, not to covet what someone else has. What's for you is for you.
Hmm.
And it's not gonna, what my family has taught me and instilled is life ain't fair.
It really isn't. But this is the thing. You, and talk about a shuffle. Stump Mitchell had a shuffle. When you talk
Mhm.
about a shuffle, he had a shuffle when he had a demanding career at the NFL, right?
Very much.
Um, what did watching his discipline and kind of work ethic in that mode, right? That model that he had to kind of do, either consciously or subconsciously, what did that teach you?
It just taught me that it got to be done. Somebody got to do it. I promise you, it watching my father and even with my mom, because my parents divorced young. My mom had her three and
Hmm.
a dog. And it's like, granted, my dad was always very active. I love him as a father.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But my mom, she still had to get it out the mud. Like,
Right.
both of my parents, watching them be resilient and persevere despite the odds. It also taught me that, like, even where I've done long distance relationships, it's taught me that you can love someone and um, not have to smother them.
You
Now,
don't.
will I smother you with my love? And
I mean,
will.
because I like when you give me hugs. I love
Okay, and will. But it's taught me that you can miss someone and not cheat on them. It's
it.
taught me that it's taught me how to move alone.
Yeah.
But definitely
Mm,
watching his grind, my watching my father and my mother both taught me that your hard work and dedication, it does pay off.
absolutely.
Be persistent and keep grinding.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
watching them go
Hmm.
for it day in and day out, or having things where it's like, you tired. I will be on set all day. We just did table 17,
Yep.
rehearsing all day,
Phenomenal,
then having to
phenomenal
do a
performance,
play.
by the way.
Then being, thank you so much. Then having to take meetings and do auditions or put cast
Hmm.
members on tape or still interact with friends or entertain people who I love that have flown hours to come see me, change time
Yeah.
zones to come see my play. It's taught me how to be able to do it, but also know how to restore properly.
Right.
And to do it without fucking complaining.
I was about to say, I didn't hear anyone say you complained from all the photos, all of the things that you had to do. Your sorors came out. I mean, people came out for you
Listen, my
and
dad
the cast, but
he does not come. My dad has grinded so hard for so long and came from, like, my mom told me that my grandfather said, "Did you have to go get the poorest nigga in the town?" Like, he literally came, my daddy came from the dirt, and I love that about him. But
that's it.
yes,
But
yes,
he taught you how to grind. And I think that is
without
what,
complaining.
without complaining. And
He
this is the
pleasant.
thing, what I also love about you is you and my mother have a lot of alignment because even though, and you probably still do it when you counting them checks, but you were supposed to be an accountant, ma'am. And my mother is an accountant.
I
And
got the degree to prove it.
let me tell you something. And so you didn't start out planning the actress. You started with, the accounting space though. How did that even become just an idea? I want to be an actress besides this accounting degree.
I will say, with accounting, I'm a Sagittarius, so I love money. I love numbers. I love to count it up.
That
Um,
part.
but my senior year in high school, I took an acting class
Okay.
and was like, oh, this is nice. This is fun. This is cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought we was in drama class. But then I realized people got paid for it. And I was like, wait, this could
Hold
be
on.
something I
Mm-hmm.
do. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
know how much they got paid. I just thought, like, I'm thinking maybe minimum wage, the same,
Right.
I was like, oh, this is fun. I'll do this for minimum wage. I'd rather do something I like
Yeah.
versus, working at Victoria's Secret folding panties. And did that.
I love you.
Um, but then my mother was like, yeah, no, girl, you going to college.
Yeah.
So, which I'm grateful for. I
Yeah.
After going, everybody should go to college at least for
At
a
least.
year and
Yeah.
get that
Yeah. At
experience
least.
and
Yeah.
that networking. But that's how acting came about. But the dream just stayed. Again, I did what my parents wanted me to do, went to college, graduated, got a degree, and I was like, yes,
Mhm.
I still want to act.
That part. Well, and I think, listen, the courage, and you think of just kind of that pivot in really choosing acting. I think of that highlight and the courage behind you also chose self. And within that, what was it about that professor who saw something that you never saw fully in yourself?
You know, I'll never forget one of my favorite professors in college. Her name was Wanda Casso, Dr. Wanda Casso.
Monica So.
And she told me, she's my accounting professor, as well as my advisor.
Okay.
She said, "Girl, you're not gonna work in accounting." She said, "Your future is so bright, you're gonna need shades." I was like, "What?" Dr. Casso. What? She told me. She told me. And I loved it. And I got great grades. And she loved me. She loves accounting.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah,
But
no."
she just knew this was not going to be for you.
She was like, "Uh-uh."
Do you remember the first time though that you said out loud, "I'm an actress," and you actually truly believed it?
Yes.
When was that?
I was speaking to my friend, Rod Rose.
Okay. Shout out to Rod Rose.
Yes, he's in production. He's a producer, so he knows.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, so I want to act." And he was like, "No, you're an actor."
Ooh.
He said, "Why you ain't told nobody?" I said, "Well, because if you tell somebody something like I want to act, they'll be like, well, what you or I act." They'll say, "Well, what have you been in? And have
Exactly.
you been in anything?" And he said, "No. Say you're an actor." And I was like, "But," he was like, "No, no, no. Say you're an
Say
actor and you need to tell people because you never know who can help you. It could be someone who is not in the industry at all, but they know a person that knows a person, or
right.
their cousin is looking for someone, or you need to tell people you're an actor." He said, "So
Yeah.
you an actor?" And I was like, "I'm an actor." And he was like, "No, you got the Gail Bean."
You
I
got to mean
said,
it, big bean.
"Yeah, big
Right.
Bean." I said, "I'm an actor." And he told me to keep saying it. And I really believed it. I was like, "I'm an actor."
Yeah.
And he was
And
like,
you're
"Yeah, you
you're a
need to start
phenomenal
telling people."
at that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love this woman. It's and we always say this about just your smile because we see this from miles away. We see all 195 of them teeth of yours and all of the things, right?
Yes.
But do you remember when you joined Delta Sigma Theta sorority, how that kind of shaped your sense of responsibility and sisterhood, but also in service as an artist?
Joining Delta is, remains the second best decision of my life. The first best was to believe in God. The
That part.
second
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
joining Delta Sigma Theta. When I say it continues to help me, it is the gift that keeps on giving. Like because my mom is a Delta, my dad is a Q, I always knew about Greek life.
Yeah.
I've had so many influential Greeks along my journey of
Yep.
the whole Divine Nine.
Yeah.
But Delta Sigma Theta was the way for me long before.
Long
And
before
when I
you.
went to college, I went to Valdosta State University, so I'm Theta Tau.
Mhm.
Thunderous and triumphant Theta Tau. And I just honestly, they say, do your research. So I did my research. I'm like, all right. I mean, I know I want to do Delta, but everybody say do your research. So I'm gonna observe everybody. But I knew
Mhm.
there was really no point in me looking at nobody else. But to give them their
Yeah.
okay, I said I'll do my research.
Yeah.
Did my research and I was like, yeah, this is what I want. I observed how they moved on campus. I
Mhm.
observed as far as sisterhood, scholarship, and service, and I knew it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
Now, what I loved is Delta was not just given to me, it was earned. And I
Mhm.
learned some very valuable principles that I
Mhm.
implemented in my daily life to where not only do I make Delta better, but Delta makes me better. And I
Right.
continue to represent the sorors in such a way that it shines light on the sorority to all who encounter me.
Yeah.
Like it ain't nobody who met me and ain't don't know I'm a Delta.
When I tell you, we all know, and not only do we know your sorors that come out during the night that I came, and it was a beautiful moment. But I also think of beautiful moments like Sundance.
Yes.
Sundance, and for me, unexpected was unexpected.
Oh,
And just being seen in that moment for you, Unexpected premiered at Sundance and it kind of changed really your trajectory.
Correct.
What did that moment represent beyond the career?
That moment represented, so I'll be honest, when I decided I was going to do acting, I was at a crossroad.
Yeah.
It was either go to law school or move to LA for acting.
Okay.
And I'll never forget, I was on the phone with one of my good friends at the time, this guy named Stephen Walton.
Uh-huh.
I said, Steph, I don't know what to do. Because I said I was going to be the female Johnny Cochran, but I also really love acting. And I said, I know I could be a phenomenal lawyer.
Yeah.
If I make it in acting, it's only God.
Mm.
I said, and I think I want to do something where people look at my career and they say, couldn't have been her. To
Mm.
where I'm literal proof that God exists, God is real. And I chose acting.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the choice that I'm going to make, and I feel good about it, and I move forward. So when unexpected happened, they it's so crazy. I had moved to LA. The rep that I had just got an agent for the first time. She dropped me because I had moved. I was sad. I was heartbroken because
Like they do. But yeah.
it took forever for me to get one.
It really does take a while. That's what
It
I've
takes
never.
forever.
It does.
I was
And
like,
especially somebody that believes in your dream. Like that part.
exactly. So my friend was like, just submit to one online. And I was like, okay, I submitted. I had just got with his new agent. And I tell people it's quality over quantity. She had
Mm.
4 auditions that year. Unexpected was one of them.
Wow.
And I was used to doing theater. So this was my very first project outside of theater. I did like maybe 2 student films. But
Wow.
mainly I came from the stage. And this was a self-tape. This was before people was really doing self-tape.
Really doing that. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it was just so unexpected. And me booking it, all the things, I said, oh, this is God. God gives us little blessings to see if we can handle the big blessings.
But hold on. You also got a big blessing because you were named Sundance Breakout Star.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling. Everything from that was unexpected. And something
Mhm.
people don't know is that whole situation helped me book Atlanta.
See?
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's the gift. And I think when you think of that role, it's like it kind of changed how audience connected with Wanda Bell. And I think
That's what got me my manager.
and I think that's the story that a lot of people need to hear because Wanda Bell and Snowfall and addiction and redemption and really humanity really is the catalyst of all. Honoring culture impact with Wanda Bell, I think, was phenomenal when you really just think of that. And Wanda Bell is one of the most human portrayals when we think of someone who has addiction, right? But also, we've seen on television. How did you prepare emotionally? Because that's a lot. How did you prepare emotionally for that role?
Emotionally, so I volunteer on Skid Row every Wednesday with my friend's house, LA,
Nice.
whenever I'm in town and not working.
Hmm.
I will speak to people there, like a lot of the locals. I interviewed some of the local LA because I didn't want to come off too Atlanta or too
Yeah.
current day with it being set in the 80s.
Hmm.
So observing a lot of the locals on Skid Row, having conversations with a lot of LA residents
Mm.
who are from here,
Yeah.
real LA.
Yeah. Like real, real.
Real
Yeah.
LA. Also, I watched this YouTube series called Soft White Underbelly.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There
Yes.
was a girl that they followed on there named Amanda. She had
Uh-huh.
3 interviews. Because normally they just interview one person, but she kept coming back. Watched her story. But what I really attribute it to is before I even moved to LA, I went to a film festival in Atlanta and I saw this documentary called J is for Junkie by Greenmont Park.
Okay.
That was about people, different addicts around Atlanta, current addicts
Hmm.
on crack cocaine.
Wow.
Blew my mind. Blew my people who were there was a bruh, a mega on there. There was a lady who was the prom queen, like people who had real lives, just like on
Hmm.
Snowfall, where it just completely derailed your life.
Yeah.
That was so eye-opening. And this was before, any before Snowfall even existed.
Right.
And then I'm black, every black family has addicts in their family.
Absolutely.
I dug emotionally from people in my life
Mm-hmm.
that have battled addiction, that we've lost to addiction. So I was able to just emotionally pull from like real life stuff I've seen firsthand,
Yeah.
or third party things from like interviews and documentaries. So
When you think of moments with Wanda, were there silent moments that you had to say to yourself, this dialogue is heavy? And within that, how intentional were you about just kind of stillness?
yeah, I didn't want it to ever come off as a caricature. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to make sure I always brought the humanity of Wanda and the relatability of people being able to still, whether they ever battled addiction or not, see themselves in her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, there's still
Mm-hmm.
glimpses of pre-drugs.
Yeah.
There's still very much relatability.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't want to. I felt like she was such a beautiful character that I never
It
had to
was.
overplay her.
No, you didn't. No, you really didn't. But my last question about the Wanda is, what do you hope Wanda Bell represents in the canon of television history?
I hope that Wanda Bell represents the fullness of Black people.
Mm,
That we are so much
mm,
more than our battles. So you can tell a full redemption story.
yeah.
You can you even if you only told just the time period of her only as an addict.
Right. Yeah.
I hope that she represents that we as Black people still deserve our stories being told. And at fullness, the love, even
Exactly.
on drugs,
Yeah.
the battle,
Yeah.
the inner turmoil, the hope, you know, I think what's beautiful about Wanda is she's been overlooked. And so many people can relate to being overlooked and underestimated, whether you're on drugs or not.
Whether you're on drugs or not. I was gonna say
Overlooked and underestimated.
P Valley, Roulette.
All right,
And
now kicking the door, waving the fofo.
I mean, talk about a creative evolution because I mean, here we are. Because you came in, you entered P Valley with rebellion, with a whole bunch of an edge. It was unpredictability of just all of the things, right? What excited you about stepping into her world? It's the
Man,
space, y'all. I love it.
man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Roulette is truly a rebel. What
Sure.
excited me about stepping into her world, because I was like, oh, this is like 18-year-old me. This
Yeah.
is 18. This Roulette was so close to me. All my characters have
Similarities a little bit.
similarities
Yeah.
of Gail Bean, but Roulette was like, that's
That's
me.
me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so I think what was so beautiful and also scary about her was like, oh, I'm really sure. I give people like I put a little bit of Gail in each character,
You
but
have to.
I had to keep them grounded. But I was like, oh, Roulette is so much me that it's a little scary.
Right.
Like the first day of set, I was like, I'll never forget. There was one day where I was like kind of having a panic attack the very first day, and I was like, yeah, I'm finna just leave. I'm gonna apologize and just get him this role back. Like I was saying it to myself, like, no, I gotta go home. I gotta get out of here. Like I fucked up. I bit off more than I could chew.
There was too much alignment in the character in Gail Bean.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go. Like, nah, I can't do. I really was having a panic attack. And I think Brandy Evans saw me. Listen, she is such a leader.
Yeah.
Brandy saw me and was just like, breathe, Sarah. You good? You good? I
Mm,
was like, yeah, I just need some space from everybody. And she
yeah.
was like, you got this. But what drew me to roulette too was like the fear.
Mm,
I
yeah,
was afraid of it, but she's also fearless, and I'm a fearless
she
ass.
is. You really are though. No,
But
you listen.
also, I'll be a little afraid of some things.
Right. You were
I
like, hold
don't
on.
show vulnerability,
Yeah.
and that's what I love. Like I said, there's so many similarities between me and roulette, where I was just like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it because it scared me so much.
You did. But also, P Valley does center around Black women with agency and complexity and sexuality. How does it feel to be a part of just that full piece of storytelling?
I'll never forget When Dominique Fluker told me that I represented for her and she felt seen by seeing me on, it feels so good when girls see me. Like obviously all all genders rock with it, but when young girls representation matters.
Yes. Yes.
It matters. So when they see me and they're like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you on so many levels. Like it feels like I'm doing something like my art isn't in vain. My life isn't in vain. You know what I'm saying?
It.
Like
That's
even
it.
people, it's so many things that Katori and the whole Pete Valley writing team is so good with addressing issues
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
such a way that is not forced,
Yeah.
but just seamless.
Mm.
Even from like my body shape to my lips to like family dynamics to the not having a sister and wanting to belong. Like they address so much stuff to even
It.
get into season 3, like the dynamic with my mom.
All of the things. And I think that's to your point. We all talk about how we need our stories told because these are still stories that just not for people of color, but our stories align with so many people that just want their stories told by us for us.
It's so there. It's therapeutic.
It is. So I think of ownership and kind of producing this next chapter in your life because that's kind of where you're at, honestly. And you're now stepping into this executive producing, both eyes open. What shifted in you to say, I want more control?
So I want to be one, again, like I said, representation matters. Seeing the Issa Raes, the Quinta Brunsons, watching them take ownership of their careers, but also understanding the responsibility to open doors for others.
Yeah.
I have so many friends that are so talented. I mean, with writing, with directing, with camera work, acting, to where I'm like, as an actor, there's only so much I can do and say.
Yeah.
I will fight. People know I fight tooth and nail for them. But
You will.
you can only do so much from outside.
And
You
I
can
think people don't understand that. Yeah.
and
You have
it's
to be in
like
the rooms.
you have to understand too, I think with power and success comes responsibility.
Mm,
And as I am moving upwards, I think I have a responsibility to where I can help people do so.
yeah. Well, how about this? Dream above the influence. You're doing so.
Yes.
For the folks that don't even know about Above the Influence, tell them about Above the Influence. Because I love it. I love the mission. I love it all. I love it all.
You. Thank you. I have a 501c3 nonprofit called titled Dream Above the Influence Incorporated, where
Uh-huh.
we help the youth receive mentorship, resources, and experiences that will not just change their mindset, but inspire and help benefit their entire community. I love what I do.
I know you do.
I love the youth. I do truly believe they're not just our present, but they're also our future. I think that um a lot of the issues with the world could be fixed if we focus and dedicate time, energy, and resources to our youth. So
That
I
part.
do my part.
You do. You
I do
do.
my part. We make sure that the youth are introduced and immersed into the arts.
Okay.
Like when is it? In a few days, we're taking 50, we got 50 tickets to go to a Christmas Carol play in Atlanta at the Duluth Convention Center, I want to say,
Yep. Hmm.
off Sugarloaf.
Yep.
There are a lot of kids who've never been to theater. There are a lot of people, even with Table 17,
Uh,
that was their first time going to a theater show. I was so
when I
happy.
tell you, I love how y'all throw this alley oop to this next question. I love it. Go ahead. Keep going. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so
Go ahead,
we
girl.
do those things. We provide them with resources. We have a lot. My whole life, I try to reiterate it back and implement it and infuse it in my nonprofit.
You
So
do.
we have All of My Love Scholarship, where Delta, All of My Love. We provide 22 students with a scholarship each in the amount of 1913. Shout out to the founders.
Shout out
That's
to the
one we're
founder.
going to expand the future. We look forward to. I studied abroad when I
Yeah.
was in college, so I want to offer 8 because my line number is 8 8 students.
Everything has alignment with you. I love this
Yes.
thing.
Yes. Each a scholarship in the amount of 5,000 to study abroad, but they have to be going to a HBCU.
Okay.
The all of my love for the 22, they don't have to, it doesn't matter where they go.
Okay.
We also do She Has a Dream too.
Wow.
That is a pun off of MLK Has a Dream. It's for 6th through 12th graders, just
Okay.
introducing them to a lot of different career paths and opportunities that they may not know about. Like
Mm-hmm.
who are in nursing, they don't know about the different nursing opportunities that they could choose. They just think like, okay, nursing, uh, go work at a hospital. But there's
Mm-hmm.
many
Mm-hmm.
things they could do. And we're so used to career day looking like nurse, teacher,
Lawyer,
doctor,
doctor. Yep.
lawyer, yeah, police officer.
Yep.
There's so many things that people don't know about. They go to college, they do a degree that they don't like, getting a job and they hate it. So
Right.
we're trying to break that mold and get in front of it by introducing them to a bunch of different career paths at a much younger age. So by the
Smart.
time they get to college,
Smart.
they
Smart.
know what they want. They've tried
Smart.
a few things. They've went to different camps. They've did internships. They've done summer programs, and they've done the research to be fully well aware
Yep.
of the opportunities available to them. And then we have well read, well spoken,
Mm.
where we're incentivizing learning, reading, talking properly, because so many people, which we learned when we did the All of My Love Scholarship, don't
Mm.
know how to send an email.
At all.
So
The
many people
basics. Yep.
they just don't even know the way technology has advanced and education has uh the opposite of advanced, decreased,
Yeah.
rise, took steps backwards. They're lost. So
Mm.
we're trying to really implement and get hype around reading and learning and being able to talk properly. There's so many youth that come up to me that are fans of me because of my acting, and then they may come to a panel or come to a talk back or a fireside chat or
Mm.
hear an interview, and they're
Yep.
like,
Yep.
now wait a
Yes,
minute,
man.
because she
Right.
fly. She be wearing grills, she face be beat, body be tea, big stepping,
So
but
I
she
see a lot of me in her.
mm-hmm. But she talks, she's very well spoken.
Yeah.
And it makes them take a step back of like, oh, okay, I could be successful, still be myself,
Mm.
and not have to dumb it down
Exactly. Exactly.
or not have to like come off as what deems
Hmm.
acceptable, you know?
Yeah. No, and it makes sense because I think you've done a beautiful job really aligning yourself with a lot of women that love you, but speak and look like you and still can dream bigger than what the norm is for them as well. And I think you've done a beautiful job with that. I want to get into some questions from the audience because people heard that you're going to be on the show and we only got two questions to ask because you got
Okay.
to go. It's a lot happening. First question comes from Tiffany. Tiffany is out of Brooklyn, New York, and she says, Gail, how did playing Wanda change you as a person?
I will be honest, playing Wanda changed how Gail Bean viewed people who did battle with addiction or
Mm.
are currently on drugs.
Hmm.
Because I came from an era where it was like, okay, that Jay, that junkie,
Hmm.
like I'm just being honest. And it made me really see people.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, no, no. They're disease, they have a disease. That's an
Hmm.
illness. And they
Hmm.
they're in a ongoing struggle, not a daily struggle, but a every second struggle.
Absolutely.
So it really changed my views on people who battle addiction.
Hmm.
It really brought humanity. A lot of people say you played the humanity. No, I lived the humanity
That part.
of that character.
That part.
So it really changed me in that way. It also changed me, Gail Bean, in my artistry of just truly my faith, one, of
Mm.
like, you
Yeah.
just never know what God has for you.
At all.
I went in thinking, okay, I'm about to be this drug dealer girlfriend. I'm gonna be fly. I'm gonna have the nails. I'm gonna have the jewelry. We're gonna be iced out with the money. And then I got on drugs and was like, wait a minute,
I didn't think
y'all never even told me about this.
none of this.
Loved it. As an artist, I was very open and very welcome and was welcoming. And I was like, okay, so God knew this from the jump when I
Absolutely.
auditioned for the for the role.
Mm-hmm.
So it really changed me in just always being appreciative of everything, an audition, interaction, because you just never know what can come of it.
Mm-hmm. December 7th, curtain call. We hope you enjoyed your dining experience. Happy closing to the cast, crew, and creative team of Table 17. Tell us about that moment when you had your hands raised and you guys took that final bow.
Even now, it's coming back like a overwhelming flood of gratitude.
How did you feel?
I felt so happy that I did it with fear.
Mm. How so?
It's been over 13 years since I hit stage.
Wow.
This is a role that love Kara Young down.
I mean, from
Two-time Tony Award winning Kara, comedic genius,
hello.
already did this. Created this role like, and I gotta step into it with people who have went on the entire New York run with her
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and fill her shoes.
Oh, you filled them the moment you walked out on that
Thank,
countertop, ma'am.
thank you. So I felt like I was when I started the journey of Table 17 West Coast premiere, I was afraid. I
Yeah.
had a whole lot of fear. I hadn't been in a room in probably 8 years where I didn't know anybody in the room, like truly didn't know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of them judging me, them not understanding me, not understanding my humor,
Mm-hmm.
like, or them just not liking me because I just simply wasn't her.
Right.
Not even
It's
giving me
hard.
an
It's hard whenever
opportunity.
we take over people's roles that have done an iconic role, right? And the expectation is so high.
And I've
Yeah.
always had a rule where I'm not doing no play that's been done in 2 to 5 years. Just done. But I really wanted to
It's
work with
finished.
Jalen. I really loved the scripts. I was
Shout
like,
out to Taylor.
ugh.
Yeah.
So that curtain call, I just had I was like, oh my God, we did it.
Y'all did.
I'm always like, it's me, God, and the ancestors. If it ain't nobody else. I said we did it. Like we did it. And I am proud of the work I did.
Absolutely. I mean, celebrities from around the world came. And I mean, to see all of the people from Sterling to Jesse and Journey and every single person that was Ryan. I mean, people,
Samuel Jackson,
Samuel, his
Latonya.
wife, all of the folks came out, right? And
Yeah.
to see
Lena Waithe came. So many people came.
so many.
What I'm most proud about is one, I give all the gratitude and the praise and the thanks and the light and love. Glory to God
Mhm.
to Kara Young for even creating. So she walked so I could run.
Oof.
Like for doing something so amazing, so beautiful, so brilliant that it already had a name of its own.
It did.
But it allowed me, one, something to know you can't step into this shit playing.
At all.
Put your big girl panties on and bring it. But allowing me to be able to make it my own. Like I didn't watch. They sent me the tape. I didn't watch their run in New York because I was
Mhm.
like, I don't want to watch a performance and unintentionally be swayed to make certain decisions. I want to
Yeah.
read the script, have my fresh own eyes, and
Mhm.
give what I read and how I interpret. I'm
Yep.
so grateful that I came. It didn't take anything away from her run and her performance of
No,
it, and her rendition,
you
flawless,
created your own.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We were both able to stand alone
Yes.
together. There can be more than one at the top.
And so many people need to hear that. But when I talk about somebody at the top, you were at the top creating this beautiful performance. And November 3rd, you came out with a daggone announcement for the folks, and everybody needs to understand that Snowfall got a spinoff. And
Snowfall.
guess who is starring is Gail Bean, and Isaiah John got picked up to series by FX. Ma'am,
Yes.
when that call came and all of the things, how did that feel for you?
I'm not
And
gonna lie.
I'm gonna tell you, pause. I'm gonna tell you how I felt for the social media. God and the ancestors, I thank you. But go ahead. That's your word. Your words.
My words. I was knee deep in the play by then. We started
You
rehearsal
were.
October 7th. We were 2 days away from previews opening. And I could not believe it. I was like, I'm trying to focus and my phone is blowing up. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. We give thanks. We don't complain. But woo, talk about a rollout.
That's a rollout. If anything was a rollout, that was a rollout.
But let me tell you, one thing I know, I should have known. I said it was going to come before my birthday, but I didn't know it was going to come before opening, before the premieres, before previews.
Yeah.
My quarter four, God is my witness. Quarter four don't never fail me. Quarter four, God always turn up. And I'm like, it was such a great year, but here he come, quarter four, Q4. I was truly, this Snowfall spinoff series never ceases to amaze me. It continues to take my breath away.
Wow.
Like, I had no idea. They gave me no hint. I was just like, I woke up like, whoa. Oh.
So this is it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As we get ready to wrap our show, when it's all said and done, how do you want your body of work to be remembered?
I'm gonna tell you this, and people probably gonna crucify me, and it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You
It's
know what?
right.
I receive it all. Um, that is good, and anything is bad, I do not receive. One day, probably long after I'm dead, they're gonna play this clip back. God told me a long time ago, I am the Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston of my career. And all I have to do is get control of my vices so I can live it out to the fullest. So when people look back on my career, I believe I knew this before I had even won credit. So it's not like, oh, I got my show and I'm like talking my shit. Like I do, there's a lot of work I need to do. I have a lot of growth, you know. I am very aware, self-aware of who I am and where I'm at.
Yeah.
I know my trajectory is that.
Yeah.
And that is who I am. It's in me, the Michael Jackson and the Whitney Houston. And they, to me, are the GOATs, the highest, the greatest, the best ever.
Yeah.
And that's who I am of my industry. And that time will come with people, whether it, like I said, dead or alive. When people look back, I want them to say, I actually gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Not just about my performance, but about all things. I cared about the audience who viewed it. I cared about the stories I told. I cared about the work. I cared about the people on the set who I worked with. I want people to say, she genuinely cared and loved what she did.
Yes.
She loved art. When I look at stuff, I can be so influenced and inspired by like a word or a color or hearing somebody do something. I could see somebody at Walmart doing a damn good job and be inspired and have some way you take that back to and relate that back to storytelling, filmmaking, acting. Like, you know how you have a significant other and you tie everything to your significant other. Where it's
You
like,
do. You do.
What that don't even, okay, girl.
Doesn't even make sense, but okay, fine.
That's how I feel about storytelling, filmmaking, and art. So when people look back on my career, I want them to say, she genuinely loves this, cares. Now, I don't know everything and all there is to know about filmmaking. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm going to always be learning because
We're going to always be learning.
Correct. Yes. But I want them to look back and say, she genuinely cared. She genuinely helped others. Yeah. It was never, I want people to say, it was always bigger than me. Because it is. She always wanted a team. Like, I pray for this spinoff series. I'm grateful I'm number one.
You are.
You. But I wanted my prayer that I pray every day. I want Snowfall spinoff to do what Atlanta did for their characters.
Absolutely.
Everybody, when you look back at Atlanta, the lead of him, from Boomerang.
Yeah.
Like Zazie, Lakeith, me, everybody, Danielle Detweiler, Adrian Ray, everybody, Zosha, everybody who touched Atlanta.
And it did. But I think when you go back and you think of younger Gail
Hmm.
sitting at that high school drama class for the first time, what would you tell her?
Girl, enjoy it. Every single second. Enjoy it. And I do. Even the moments that make me cry, good, bad, indifferent. I do. I do. I will never forget. I sat in the back of Malcolm X's car crying, boo-hooing that I didn't get something. Like, and it was a string of not getting stuff where it was callback after callback, casting,
Mm-hmm.
producers, network saying they love me, I'm so talented, but you know, we're gonna go in another direction. And I was like, and they like me and they love me. I was like, fuck liking me, fuck loving me, book me.
Book me.
And Malcolm was like, which I love him to death. He's always been so encouraging. He said, girl, there is going to come a time where all you are is booked. You don't got to worry. And he told me, he said, this the game. You did not book it because you're not talented enough. They loved you. They do love you. They do like you. But that's just the game. And there's going to be someone else who doesn't book because you booked.
That part.
And he said, it's sometimes it's simply just who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't got shit to do with talent.
It doesn't at all.
There will be
Really.
moments that have to do with talent, and there will be moments where you lose out and it ain't got nothing to do with talent. And sometimes you will be the benefactor of them. Sometimes you're gonna be on the short, you're gonna get the short end of it. And that is the game.
As
But
we close,
understand you gonna book.
you are going to book, and as we close out our show, I love these last two questions because this is something that you talk about and don't talk about.
Mhm.
When do you feel most emotionally safe with someone?
Man, I have a friends group. I love them down. Sade, Simran, Ivy, Paviel, Jewel, Nirvana, Tia. I can honestly say my best friend JFK, like Danielle Detweiler, Stephanie Hay. I can say I feel emotionally safe when I can be just truly who I am without judgment, but with full honesty. Where you not judging me, but you being honest with me.
Yeah,
Allow me to be myself. You gonna love me regardless. I feel those are the moments where I feel the safest.
yeah,
And I ain't gonna lie, God bless me with some phenomenal friends. But they make it okay to be me.
yeah. How do you like to receive love?
Um I love words of affirmation
Mm.
and gifts. I'm a gift girl. So here's the thing. Give me a card with words in it, love it down.
Love it
A
down.
gift, I don't care what
Absolutely.
it is. Right now, my one of my closest friends, Simran, bought me this. She bought the crew these. This is a
Hmm.
gift. Like I love gifts. And it don't gotta be thousands of dollars.
Right.
I just love gifts. I love receiving things. Like my love language is gifts and words of affirmation.
Last question, and you touched on it. What do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be that I help people find their purpose and I want my legacy to be that I helped people find and fulfill their purpose. I also want my legacy to be that I helped to elevate the Black community.
Yeah. Any last words you want to leave with any of your followers, fans, listeners? Any last words, Gail Bean?
To my fans, followers, and listeners, I want to tell you that I love you. If nobody told you today, I'm telling you, Gail Bean, love you. And I don't mean it as just saying another word or we supposed to or some generic love. I mean, like, I genuinely love you. If there's ever a time where you feel less love in the world, please hit me up, whether it's on social, if you got my number, you got my email, please. I love you. I want you to know that your life matters. I want you to know that some days it's going to be hard, but then there are days that are going to be easy that make it all worth it. There are days where it's like, I am God's favorite. So please keep living, keep going, and keep getting to that day. And when you are at a point where you can help somebody else, do that.
Mm. I want to leave you with words that you always say with everything is making sure that everyone stays connected with Dream Above the Influence on Instagram. And also, Gail Bean, I want you to continue to do what you have always said. And that means with God and the ancestors, you will continue to live in your truth. I want
Yes.
to thank you for you. I want everyone to make sure they follow Gail_Bean on Instagram. Make sure you DM her, send her messages. Get ready for Snowfall. And this spinoff is going to be amazing and all the beautiful projects that you have working on. And as we always say on iHeartRadio and Power 97.5 LA and the JS Journals is stay positive, but stay creative. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God, this was amazing. Thank you.
Listen, safe travels. Get out of here.
Thank you. Bye.